This is the Padres POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the San Diego Padres. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Oh boy, Padre fan. Oh boy. Welcome to your Padres POSTCAST on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. And oh boy, I don't even know where to start on this one because as you can see, we are locked and we are loaded and we have a target in our sights tonight. I can no longer sit back in good conscience and sit here every night and take it easy on this man. And yes, I have been taking it easy on this man, but this team has World Series aspirations. This team has championship aspirations, and they have a manager who brings Kyle Hart into a one-run game in the eighth inning. I repeat, Kyle Hart, who should never see the field this late in any game, who should never see the field against a team like this ever, who should never, in the middle of a pennant race, be brought into a one-run game in the eighth inning. 9-1-2 coming up in the Reds order, too. And by the way, number 9 hitter who had one hit that night. And then Pivetta, the first two hitters were 0 for 6 against him combined. They wanted to turn De La Cruz around and have him hit from the right side. Oh, my God. What a disastrous string of events. And we have to get to all of them. That's what we're here for, Padres POSTCAST. Thank you for making us your first watch or listen every day. We're free. After the game right away, we're on YouTube. Then after the show, we upload, you download Apple, iHeart, Stitcher, Spotify, Podbean, you name it, we are there. Then, of course, Roku. You're down with OTT. Yeah, you know me, right? But, man, not tonight. We are not in the mood tonight, Padre fan. Go ahead, smash that like, give us a sub, hit the bell so you know when we're coming your way with more content. Come in the comments, let me know, let us have it. You can even be talking to each other in there during the show on the live YouTube. But, man, oh, man. A disaster in San Diego tonight. 2-1 Reds, the final. The Padres can't hit lately. Once again, the bats have gone silent. Situational hitting's not there. The starting pitching hadn't been doing it. Now these last couple of games, you got that, and the manager's misusing the bullpen and the lineup. Ryan O'Hearn's spot comes up to end the game, and Bryce Johnson strikes out in what should have been Ryan O'Hearn's spot. What a disaster for Mike Shildt and the Padres tonight. 2-1 the final. Jim Greasehaber call. Me Grease, Gries, at Jim Grease _ on social media. Give you a follow, make you holla. But tonight is not a pretty one. And we have, like I said, our target. We are locked and loaded right now. It's Padres POSTCAST on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day. What do you say we kick this into high gear right now? Let's go.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Boy, I just can't even, it's just very difficult right now to get all this out because this is a game the Padres should have won. This is a game that will come back to haunt them. Look, they're probably going to be 3 out by the end of the night because the Dodgers are up 4-0 on the Rockies. Good thing you have the Rockies coming in for 4, but who knows what will happen in this series. Look, I'm trying to be as objective as I can be. I'm trying, and Javier Reyes, who does Locked On Padres podcast, I'm going back and forth with him like, Javi, please, man, please tell me something, tell me anything. Give me some of these new school numbers that make it so that I don't think any worse of this guy. I mean, what a disaster. He said after the game, no problem bringing Hart out there. Really? Because everybody else who's a Padre fan on God's green earth was looking at that going, oh, my God, is that Kyle Hart out there? Are you freaking serious? No problem bringing Kyle Hart into that game? I mean, come on, I could do 100 shows on that right there. No problem bringing Kyle Hart into a 1-0 game trying to protect the lead because you exhausted your bullpen, and then people blame the Jason Adam injury for this, as if every team has 3 closers to just roll out there an embarrassment of riches. No, A.J. Preller gave this man everything he could possibly have asked for. An embarrassment of riches in that bullpen. So many pitchers just coming one after the other, and he continues to misuse them. He was pitching Jason Adam in the 5th inning. Guy's a closer. In the 5th innings, he was pitching him. Come on. He started using Estrada in the 8th inning. Should I go back to the Dodgers game that he blew by bringing Estrada in, gave up the homer when he had already given up 4 against the Dodgers this year previously? Should I bring that up again? How in the world are you stuck with McCoy and then Bryce Johnson and Ryan O'Hearn's spot? Come on, man. You're over-managing. You have Ryan O'Hearn taken out for a defensive replacement. Finally had Louis Ariz at second and Ryan O'Hearn at first. Good Lord, finally. Miller should be your closer. You brought in Suarez last night after an inning and 2/3 the night before. He blows the game again. Miller's your closer. It's obvious to Stevie Wonder at this point. Mike, everyone but you, apparently. Oh, I had no problem bringing Kyle Hart in there. Really, bro? Really? Because every single one of us watching the game or listening to it or even reading about it now is like, what? You brought in who? When? For what reason? Exactly. We had no problem bringing Kyle Hart in there. No problem, huh? What about taking Ryan O'Hearn out? And this media room after the game, nobody asked him any of the legitimate questions. The post-game show on TV, oh, tough one for the Padres. No one. They're all controlled by the team. Gone are the days of an objective media. Gone are the days when managers get asked the real, tough, hard questions after they make tough decisions. Look, if he left Pivetta in and he got ripped, yeah, that's part of the job. You'd be getting it from all ends there, right? You would be. And that's part of it. And he gets that, and I get that, and everybody knows that. But good God, man, how many times can this guy lose games for this team? And no one's talking about it. Nobody's even asking him about it afterwards in the press room. We felt really good bringing Kyle Hart in there. And no one in the whole damn room asks him why. What has Kyle Hart ever done in his natural-born life that would make you okay with bringing him into a 1-0 game in the 8th inning when you're in a pennant race and you have the 1-0 lead? Why would no one ask him that question? What would ever make you feel good about bringing Kyle Hart into this game? They just glossed right over it. Oh, dude, I know you get tired of asking about the offense. Come on, man. Am I the only one with a brain around here? Seriously, I mean, we need some real people in that room asking real questions. What has more rings than a Padre? The planet Saturn, the dirty collar on a dress shirt, even the Miami Marlins, says John. Ouch. Yeah, well, with Mike Shildt at the helm, it's going to stay that way. And all you could, I think, really hope for right now is an early exit, get this guy out of here. With everything that Preller gave him, oh, man, they got some tough things coming up with King. And Cease, good riddance, whatever. But you're going to spend like the big boys. You need a better manager. This guy is not winning you anything. He's not winning you anything. And I'm tired of sitting back here every night and watching him blow games with bonehead decision after bonehead decision. And there's people might say, oh, Grease, easy for you to say. Well, what do you do last night? Mason Miller blows him away in the 8th inning. Could have run him back out there for the 9th like you did Suarez the night before. Suarez has blown, 5, 6 saves? Last night he took the L. Tonight didn't bounce back. When an inning and 2/3 the night before brings him in the 9th last night, when everyone watching, including probably Stevie Wonder, can see that Mason Miller is your closer. I say it every night. Miller's your closer, O'Hearn's your first baseman, Arise is your second baseman, Cronenworth's on the bench with Iglesias. That gives you a better bench. I like that look. And then Miller has to be your closer. But this guy has been putting on a clinic lately of how to misuse a pitching staff. And it's cost Estrada against the Dodgers. I mean, I can point out 5 games right now. It's not my job. I'm just on the postcast 1 game at a time. But good Lord, man. Good Lord, I can't take it anymore. Fernando gives them the lead with a solo homer in the 5th. Laureano robs one, takes it away in the 7th. It's 1-0. Just like last night, it's a tie game. But what do? Pivetta's at 101 pitches, had a 1-2-3 inning in the 7th. The 3 guys coming up are 9-1-2 in the lineup. They're 1 for 6 against him in this game. Had given up 4 hits all night, 8 strikeouts. Yeah, let's take him out for Kyle Hart. And then tell everybody afterwards, oh, no problem taking him out for Kyle Hart. And no one in the room asks him why. Nobody in the room asked. I mean, am I the only one? Seriously, I have to stop talking about this. I'm going to need intense therapy. Machado was 0 for 12 in the series. Manny, somebody put in the chat room, Manny needs help. He's 0 for 12 in the series, 189 since August 1st. Bad time to be in a big-time prolonged slump. But Mike Shilt's the one costing them these games. Yeah, they should score more runs. You should have won last night. Should have won last night. And you definitely had to win tonight. But Kyle Hart has no business being, and he shouldn't even be in the dugout in a 1-0 lead in the 8th inning at this time of year in this pennant race. He shouldn't even be in the dugout. He shouldn't even pick up a baseball and start warming up. This is asinine. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease, Padres Postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day. I'm serious. Asinine. Asinine. And then you have, oh my God, one half of the worst platoon in the history of Major League Baseball, Bryce Johnson with Jason Hayward. Remember that early in the year? How long he stuck with that crap? That's the guy who strikes out to end the game. How about you're going to keep hitting Will Wagner for mean, and he's like no homers, no RBIs, 0 for 9 as a pinch hit. You're going to keep doing that too, Shildt? I had no problem bringing Kyle Hart into that game there. Yeah, that's our problem. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. Got to take care of a couple of things. Turning point coming your way. Star of the game coming your way. Look ahead to tomorrow. There'll be no tomorrow with this man at the helm. There'll be, and nobody in the media is even questioning this dude. I see some other people doing it on social media, but in that press room after the games, man, they might as well have it. They might as well turn the UFC into a pillow fight league with these soft media members and these questions that are being asked these days. Good God Almighty. Good God Almighty. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. Padres Postcast, Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Thank you so much for being here. All is not lost, but the last 2 nights, this guy, the game in LA with Estrada, so many things lately he's been doing to cost this team valuable games and burn the bullpen. And then say, oh, yeah, the bullpen was burned out. Had to bring in Kyle Hart. Well, who burned out the bullpen? Who took Darvish out an inning too early? Who took King out last night after 62 pitches an inning too early? Don't give me all this candy-ass pitch count crap either. The next thing you know, you'll be telling me about participation trophies. This is Padres Postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Man, on a night like tonight, at least we know and we can take comfort in the fact that, man, I don't know what we can take comfort in on a night like tonight. You know what I'm saying? I just don't know. Just a bad night overall for the Padres, Padre fans. And I know I'm emotional. I'm reacting in the moment. But what else is there? That's all we have is the moment. I had no problem bringing Kyle Hart into this game. Really? He shouldn't have even been in the building, let alone the dugout or the clubhouse or picking up a baseball of any kind. Anything besides going like this. Come on, boys. Kyle Hart. The NFL season is here. And FanDuel is making sure you're ready for kickoff with a can't-miss offer. Chargers 1-0. Right now, new customers can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. I love using FanDuel. It fits however you like to bet. No diggity, right? Player props, building a same-game parlay, even jumping in live as the action unfolds. It makes every game more exciting, whether you're watching your team or just keeping an eye on your fantasy lineup. It's quick, it's easy, and the best way to add a little more energy to Sundays. So, are you ready to play? Download the FanDuel app now by visiting FanDuel.com to get started. That's FanDuel.com to place your first $5 bet with FanDuel on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Tonight's show also brought to you by Nutrafol. You've probably seen a million ads for hair growth products and thought, hey, I think that actually works. There are so many products out there, and it's hard to know which ones are actually going to do anything. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. Who knows? That's why you should give Nutrafol a closer look. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended, that's important, hair growth supplement brand, trusted by over 1.5 million people. And it's not just the hype. This is supplemental, clinically tested that targets the root causes of thinning and shedding with a proactive approach. And that is Nutrafol, right? I started noticing less shedding and healthier looking hair after using Nutrafol. So whether you're at work, out, or with friends just getting ready in the morning, Nutrafol gives you more confidence in your daily routine. See thicker, stronger hair with less shedding in just 3 to 6 months with Nutrafol for a limited time. Nutrafol is offering Locked On MLB listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com, Nutrafol, Nutrafol.com, and enter the promo code LOCKEDONMLB. That's code LOCKEDONMLB at Nutrafol.com for Nutrafol on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. And one more time for your mind. Oh, man, we love us some Game Time, don't we? We have been blessed to have Game Time be a part of our lives and one of our best sponsors here on the network for quite a long time now, and there's a reason why they don't go anywhere. Why? Because there is nothing like catching a Major League Baseball game live, especially at Petco. The energy, the crowd, the chance to see your team in person. But actually getting tickets, it's the tough part, right? Queues, login screens, surprise fees. It takes all the fun out of it. That's why I use Game Time, and I'm spoiled, right? Game Time, the app that gives the advantage back to the fans. Game Time's fast, easy, backed by Game Time guarantee. You'll always get 100% of authentic tickets delivered on time and at the best price. All fees are included. The price you see is the price you pay. Makes it super simple. You can see panoramic views from every seat in the app before you buy. They love the zone deals, and they get to know you. The more you come back with the AI, they know where you like to sit. They know the seats you like, the sections you like, all those things like that. It's a personalized experience. It's faster. It's cheaper. It's less stressful than any other way I've bought tickets in mi vida. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, that's promo code LOCKEDONMLB, LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download Game Time today on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease, and man, oh man, we're having a tough one tonight. I know I've been hard, on Mike Shildt, and I should be. We got a lot of comments coming in to the live YouTube show. By the way, Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease, G-R-I-E-S, at Jim Grease _ on social media. I host the postcast after the game, live on YouTube. Then, after the YouTube show, upload so you can download Spotify, Apple, iHeart, Stitcher, Podbean, anywhere you get your audio podcasts from. And then we're also on Roku. You down with OTT? Yeah, you know me, not OPP. I'm 53. Anyway, it is absolutely crazy. Crazy. Grease needs some Nutrafol. I'm long past that, man. I'm good. But I mean, the beard, maybe a little beard action. But yeah, it is. Padre Phil says manager is a moron, more like Mike S.H. And yeah, we're getting a lot of that there. No bunt there. Okay, so here's why I would say no bunt in the ninth. Runner on second, nobody out. Laureano's been one of your top 2 or 3 hitters since he came over. He's been great. He goes the other way. You got to take the shot that he gets the base hit there, especially with what you have coming up. Yeah, you have Merrill after that, and Merrill did hit the fly ball. So if Laureano gets the bunt over, you could argue that. But I don't have a problem with Shildt there because Laureano's been one of your best hitters since he came over. And even if he fails in that spot, Merrill's been hot. He's due in that spot. He's a double and triple last night, almost hit for the cycle the other day. I don't have a problem with not bunting Laureano there, but and a great catch by Laureano. And Fernando almost threw out Friedel at the dish, too. What a throw by Fernando on De La Cruz's single that tied the game 1-1. Yeah, man. I mean, bunt no outs with 2 on, but then doesn't bunt in the ninth. What is it? Well, you're not going to bunt Laureano. That's the thing. That's what it is. You're not going to bunt Laureano in that situation. It wasn't about the situation as much as it was the hitter. But then you turn around and say you wanted De La Cruz batting righty because it's a 140-point difference. I don't care. Nick Pivetta threw 101 pitches. I don't care. Nick Pivetta had a 1-2-3 7th inning. I don't care. There is no scenario on God's green earth in the history of mankind where anyone could convince me that this man, in his own mind, thought about it and said, yeah, Kyle Hart's the better option here than Nick Pivetta. Come on, man. If he did, fire him now. Don't even let him change in the clubhouse. Are you kidding me? The guy's at 101 pitches, coming off a 1-2-3 inning, 9-1-2 coming up, who are 1 for 6 against him in the game, and it's driving me crazy. And then you end up with Ryan O'Hearn's spot up, and Bryce Johnson has to pinch hit for McCoy because why? Mason McCoy was put into the game for defense, moving a rise to first and taking O'Hearn out of the game. You're taking out your best hitters. You're taking out your best pitchers, and that's managing? Taking out your best hitters and your best pitchers in a 1-run game when you're in a pennant race, when you consistently have a history of blowing games, Estrada against the Dodgers, Suarez last night. Everyone can see Miller's your closer, not Suarez. And I know, Padre faithful, you're torn between Arise and Cronenworth for some godforsaken reason. 3-time batting champ. Oh, yeah, Cronenworth's better. He's a 220 hitter. I don't get it. Arise is your second baseman. O'Hearn's your first baseman. Sheets is your DH 80% of the time when you're not giving the other guys. And when you have a tough lefty, you let someone take a DH day and you play Iglesias or Cronenworth or who the hell ever you want. But you do not sit Ryan O'Hearn in a pennant race. And you do not take him out of a game in the 8th inning in a pennant race. You think that you're taking him out for defense when you're bringing in Kyle Hart? Dude, I mean, come on. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. Couple of quick things to do, and then we're out of here.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
G. When do you think the turning point was? How about when you take Nick Pivetta out with a 1-0 lead heading into the 8th inning after 101 pitches, and you bring in Kyle Hart? Again, I have no problem taking Pivetta out if you had your horses lined up and ready back there, but all you had was Morejón tonight because you burned them all. You took Darvish out an inning too early 2 games ago. You took King out an inning too early last night, and you're burning the hell out of your own bullpen. And then people say, oh, Jason Adam, it would have been all the... He was pitching Jason Adam, who's an all-star closer. He was pitching him in the 5th inning. Come on, man. And then Estrada in the 7th and the 8th and blowing games against the Dodgers doing that with an all-star level closer pitching in the 5th and a setup guy pitching in the 8th. Come on. Come on. Am I the only one seeing this? Where is the media? Where are the people in the press room asking the tough questions on behalf of the fans? Nobody's doing it. Why? Because we're the ones doing it. We don't get tickets. We don't get money. We're not controlled by the team or the league or anybody else, and that's it.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
The Locked On Player of the Game is the player who your manager took out after 7 innings of shutout baseball, striking out 8, allowing only 4 hits, and having had a 1-2-3 7th inning, 101 pitches. Let's take him out and bring in Kyle Hart. Nick Pivetta is your star of the game. Fernando had 2 hits, including a homer. Laureano robbed a homer. Man, oh man. And yeah, O'Hearn was out of the game when his spot came up because he took him out for defense. And he's doing that kind of crap all the time. How many times can you see Will Wagner hit for Fermin? What's this guy doing? Enough's enough, man. Preller gave him an embarrassment of riches. He's managing. All he's managing to do is blow it. That's what he's doing. That's all he's doing. All he's doing. Man, oh man. Fun show tonight, but just, unbelievable. Take a breath, Grease. Heart attack coming. Don't blame Laureano for not bunting. He's been the best bat for a while. Yeah, there you go, Javi. Thank you, Javier Reyes. By the way, Locked On Padres podcast every single day right here on all these same platforms. But the rising tide lifting all boats. And if it has to be the what can I say and try to be as nice as I can here, the questionable moves made by your manager who should be managing in a Riddler costume. And by the way, while I'm at it, 70-year-old men should not be wearing full uniforms in a baseball dugout. Let's do what the NFL did. They got rid of the suits. Let's find something more appropriate for these managers to wear instead of running them out there like they're Little League kids sleeping in their uniform. I'm on a roll tonight. I could just keep going, but my show's done. Make sure you watch and listen to Locked On Padres podcast with the one, the only, Javier Reyes every single day. YouTube, and of course, wherever you get your audio version. That would be Spotify, Apple, iHeart, Stitcher, Podbean, Roku as well. You down with OTT? Yeah, you know me, but I'm not down with Mike Shildt, and I'm not down with hardly any of the decisions. Laureano hitting away there, I'm with that. He's been one of the best bats lately. Got to do that. He goes the other way really well. He makes contact almost all the time. He pops out. That's the law of averages. Hardly ever happens. I'm with that. O'Hearn being out of the game in that spot for any reason with Kyle Hart coming in. And then for him to say in the postgame, I was fine bringing Hart in there. No one in the universe would be fine with bringing Kyle Hart in there except this guy. And then you're taking your bats out at the same time you're bringing Kyle Hart in. Come on. 2 + 2 is 4, isn't it? 1 + 1 is 2. Am I missing something? I don't know. Easy for me to say in hindsight, right? Which is 2020. Anyway, they wrapped up the series. They lose another series. And now you're going to be 3 games behind the Dodgers. Nice job, Mike. And here you go. You got tomorrow, you got the Rockies coming in, which they have to sweep this series now. You need to sweep this pathetic-ass, sorry Major League Baseball team. Sorry excuse for what could be and should be a Major League Baseball franchise. And you got that series starting tomorrow night, 6:40 first pitch with Randy Vasquez. And Randy's been all right at times this year. 4-6 with a 3.91 facing McCade Brown, who's 0-3 with a 12.54 ERA. You got to smoke this team tomorrow night. You got to take the Padres in the over. But I'll say this, right? The over, what's the over-under? 19.5? No, it's 8.5. And the run line, Padres the Padres -1.5, -240 on the money line. But, man, I can't take anymore. You're right. A hard attack's going to come. This is ridiculous. He blew this game tonight, and he had a big hand in blowing last night's game. Just look right at him. Get a good look. That's the reason they lost tonight. I know he's not on the field, but he put Kyle Hart in a 1-run game in the middle of a pennant race. Enough said. And Ryan O'Hearn on the bench. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. Thank you so much for being here for your Padres postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day. I just looked up and realized I wasted 5 minutes. I was out on time. Good Lord. All right. I promise I will do better next time. But I also, before I go, want to remind you about MLB Game Night on Locked On MLB YouTube. Check it out. Every game, every night till there's a World Series champ. Local analysis on a national scale. Then, of course, Locked On Padres podcast. and the postcast after every game, 6:40 first pitch tomorrow night. We will see you then. Thanks so much for being here. Until tomorrow night, Padre Nation, keep your game tight and your mind right. I am Grease, and I am out, like Mike Shildt should be.